the ground level perspective, the vehicle that the woman, Renee Good, was inside when she was fatally shot by an ICE agent, crashing that vehicle into another vehicle, very clearly seen there. Prior to that, there was a level of protesting, but certainly after that, there was a higher, intense leveling that occurred in that area as well. It got heated, at the very least. Pepper spray was used. You can see that video here. Demonstrators, others there, obviously very, very emotionally amped up from what happened. And this is what that scene looked like shortly after the shooting. And so it became, you know, very volatile. You can see just the reaction of the protesters and ICE agents in this interaction as they're trying to leave. They deploy those pepper spray canisters, and that, if you've never experienced it, it burns. It's very hard to see. Karen Scullin was there, and she did experience just the after effect of that in the air. And then we also saw at some point those protesters banging on the ICE vehicles and then also throwing snowballs at the agents. And maybe that at this point was the most tense that the crowd and agent interaction had become throughout the day. This was the point at which it was either going to go really bad after that incident, which was extremely tragic at the time, and getting it under control. They seem to have gotten it under control within reason after that fatal shooting. Going to go to a break now. We do have more coverage of this coming up. We'll send you to a short break as we do continue to monitor that highly participated vigil and some activism going on there, people being heard, but for the most part, very, very very quiet tonight. Just a remembrance of 37-year-old Renee Nicole Good.
All right. See if I can pull up a video of what happened. Let's mute that. Let me pull up a new window. Sorry, guys, I'm working with a new setup. Let's see. Ooh, new setup. It's kind of crazy. Yeah, let's see. Let's start this poll. Let's see. All right, let's get this video pulled up. Let me get a new window. Seeing as, so I gotta figure out. I don't want to do that. Just move that there. I'm pulling up a new window. I just don't know where it is. Let's pull up this one. Just gotta be smart about what I'm doing. So what do you guys think? Do you think, I mean, have you seen the video by now? Let's see here. I was shooting. Woo, I misspelled shooting. Let's see videos. Let's see, we got this one. Fucking 1080 over here. That's all you got? What the fuck is this? ABC News?
Oh, you look at this.
Woo, that's loud as fuck. Let's see. That's LA. I'm gonna try to pull up this video.
I'm about to reveal a snoring fix.
That shit's loud. What you think? So you guys tell me what you guys think. Is this justified? Let's see here. Let me go to studio mode here. She's just talking about nothing. I'm gonna pull up this one. Window capture. I don't know what's going on. So they're doing that. So let's see. So many people are chatting about this now. Remove. Box now. There we go. Let's pull up this video. So this was from a broadcast before. So they're gonna be right back. So let's start this one over. So I don't know if this video is gonna have the annoying.
Was blocking the road, sort of a maroon color from viewers.
All right.
Descriptions of exactly what happened vary. You can see what one of the vantage points on your screen here. Witnesses tell CBS Minnesota that federal agents were blocking that Honda Pilot, sort of a maroon color. The Minneapolis police chief says she was blocking the roadway. One agent tried opening the driver's side door, which was locked. You're going to see that moment right here. The driver then puts the car in reverse, then forward, and that's when shots were fired. At least 3 shots audibly in the video, killing the driver. That car then moves forward and hits some other cars on the side of the road. A Homeland Security.
All right. We got any live looks over here? Live looks.
She was 37 years old. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem, with earlier tonight, said that Good had been stalking ICE agents this morning and used her car as a weapon against those agents. Now, we've been following this story all day so far. Our So Young Kim is near the scene tonight where a vigil is taking place, and they've got a good crowd out there tonight, So Young. So give us a sense of the size and the emotions that you're picking up on.
Department spokesperson says
we're here on Portland Avenue. We're in between 33rd and 34th Street. Just to give you a bit of perspective, this vigil began a couple hours ago, a little before 5 o'clock, and at one point we're about halfway right in between 33rd and 34th Street. The crowd was packed in, taking up over half of the block. The crowd just kept growing and growing over the last couple hours. It just ended minutes ago, and now there's a small crowd left behind me, kind of in the center of the vigil area. That's where a lot of the speakers were gathered, and they're here remembering 37-year-old Renee Good, who was shot and killed here this morning. And there were candles lit, there were signs made with butterflies that say remember. At one point, this crowd was chanting her name, and a lot of community members are just mourning. They're remembering her. This was part vigil and also part rally. There were advocacy groups out here just talking about accountability and justice. And again, it just wrapped, but there is still a small crowd gathered here, and it was largely peaceful here tonight. For now, I'll send it back to you.
Yeah, that's good to hear, So Young. Thanks for bringing us up to speed on everything that's going on out there. Of course, this has been an active scene all day today in Minneapolis. So I want to give you a look from Skyfox 9 of the scene as it built all throughout the day. Of course, this was this morning, just right after that incident happened. You can see the crowd starting to gather there. We've got lots of federal agents who are there as part of the surge here in Minneapolis.
That was right after. That was right after.
Extra personnel coming in, according to Secretary of Homeland Security Kristi Noem, and all part of the stepped-up enforcement that is taking place in the Twin Cities that, quite frankly, city officials were worried about, leading to something such as this. So that's a view from just the Skyfox camera that we had here this morning. Let's take a look at some other video that we have here tonight. So Aaron, what do you want to go to next? This is the scene from immediately after the shooting, and there you can see that the SUV, the Honda Pilot that Renee Good was driving, that crashed into the vehicle behind her, where she died there at the scene that we now know after she was shot. Witnesses reporting, and you can clearly hear it in the videotape as well, that 3 gunshots went off in that confrontation that they had there this morning. And after the scene here, after the shooting, tension started to get high. Of course, we had a number of people show up at the scene, and that led to some confrontations, additional confrontations between protesters, constitutional observers, and agents there in the street. And you can see snowballs being thrown at the ICE officers there. And they're going to respond here in just a
look
little
at them
bit
throwing
with,
fucking snowballs.
With pepper
I don't know
spray
when it
and
came.
chemical agents.
I don't know.
So,
I don't know when it came okay to do this kind of behavior out in public. If that was a police officer and she drove her car and stopped in front of the police officer, there would have been an issue. But because it's an ICE agent, like, they just lose all of their privileges and of being law enforcement. And then in this video, they're literally chasing these guys out. These are Minnesota police officers who honestly are super, super liberal. They're with their policies, their enforcements. And then you get these officers who have to now, they have to get turned over, to the FBI. But the ICE agents obviously aren't going to secure the scene and then keep it and then investigate it. They're not going to do that. So the locals showed up. They had to turn it over to them. Locals then gave it to the FBI, and then the Minnesota Bureau of Investigation or something like that. And now these police are kind of just doing the groundwork, and they're chasing their own police officers out right now. They're literally chasing them out.
yes, you can
Assaulting
see
them.
it all unfolding there.
They're
as
literally
that
assaulting
happened.
them.
this morning. Aaron, what would you like to go to next, my friend? All right, let's go to a statement here by Congresswoman Angie Craig, and she said that today our worst fears became reality when an ICE agent shot and killed a woman in South Minneapolis.
My work is easy because I use ClickUp. Here's how I keep track of all my
Those fucking
tasks.
ads. They're
I
gonna
start
get
by
me.
brain dumping everything I need.
She writes, and President Trump and his administration will try to justify their meddling in Minnesota. They will continue to lie and say it's about keeping folks safe. But Minnesotans know that this is not true. Now, Governor Tim Walz also released a statement in part saying our top priority is keeping Minnesotans safe. Governor Walz said state and local leaders are taking every step to support law enforcement and protect residents, and state resources have been deployed to ensure our neighborhoods are safe. We have repeatedly warned that this federal mobilization was putting residents at risk. I encourage Minnesotans to remain calm.
Glenn,
this mobilization
suggestion, don't try to run over and kill police when they're only there doing their jobs.
Let's not give in to them. Again, the statement
Exactly.
from Governor Walz
Like, why
today.
the fuck?
And Minneapolis Mayor
Like,
Jacob
why the
Frey
fuck
also
are
speaking
you
out following today's
trying to
events,
bother
and
them?
He did not hold back, especially when talking about the ICE operations here in the state. So let's give it a listen.
There's a lot of information that is swirling around right now, and
My live
we
is hidden from the
collectively
public.
are going to do everything possible to get to the bottom of
It's on
this,
shadow. It's hidden from the
to
public.
get justice.
Oh, so
and to
you're
make
you
sure
gotta
that
like
there is
kind
an
of click it to see
investigation
it.
that
Yeah,
is conducted in full. But what we do
that's
know
probably true.
is that a 37-year-old woman
Oh, here
is
we
dead,
go.
and that she was shot by ICE. We've dreaded this moment.
Why did the ICE guy
since
leave the
the
scene to
early
park and then
stages
put an FBI
of
jacket?
this ICE
This is Cash
presence in
Patel's fault.
Minneapolis.
They took down
Not only is
videos and
this
got
a concern
raided.
that we've had
They
internally,
took my
we've been
videos down and
talking
got
about it.
raided. Not fair. This
They
is
are
so
not
wrong
here
from their
to cause
part. Be
safety
careful,
in this
FBI,
city.
on your YouTube stream deleting videos.
What they are
Your
doing
live
is
stream
not
is
to
on
provide
shadow.
safety in America.
And from the public.
What they are doing is
Bro, if you're
causing
on my full
chaos
stream,
and
you're
distrust.
going crazy.
They're ripping families apart. They're sowing chaos
This
on
guy,
our streets.
I love it when
and
he
in this case,
get the fuck out.
quite literally
I love it
killing
when he
people.
says that. It's so funny when they try to act
So,
tough.
They are already trying to spin this as an action of self-defense.
What are you spinning?
Having seen the video of myself, I want to tell everybody
What are you? What,
directly,
what is
that
being
bullshit.
spun?
This was an agent recklessly using power that resulted in somebody dying, getting killed.
Let's see.
As soon as it happened and we learned of the incident, we had several priorities. The first, of course, was to get the victim to the hospital and to get care as soon as possible. And to the family, I'm so deeply sorry. There's nothing I can say right now that's going to make you or your relatives,
Well, you're fucking dead.
friends of the victim feel any better. There were, I believe, 2 Minneapolis police officers that responded and were in the ambulance on the way to the hospital. The second was to get ICE off of the scene. There were dozens, if not hundreds, of ICE and federal officers that were there at the time. Having them there was only causing more chaos. Having them there was only making a difficult situation even more problematic, and one that, yes, they created themselves.
Karen Scullen is with us right now as well. Again, another one of our reporters who...
This situation better, but I do have a message for our community, for our city, and I have a message
The story they
for
put
us.
as a terrorist act from the victim's part.
To ICE,
I don't think
get the
I don't
f-
think
out of Minneapolis.
she was trying to be a terrorist because
We do not
so
want
to be
you here.
terrorist, I mean, technically yes, I
Stated
guess.
reason for being in
There's
this
3
city
parts
is
to being a
create
terrorist.
some
I think
kind
it's
of
like
safety, and you are
the
doing
act,
exactly the
political
opposite.
motive,
People are being
the full
hurt.
definition. But
Families are being ripped
technically, by the
apart.
DHS standard, she
Long-term Minneapolis
did
residents that
commit
have
a
contributed
political
so
violence.
greatly to our city, to our culture, to our economy are being terrorized, and now somebody is dead.
An eyewitness video capturing the shooting from multiple angles. Our Mike Manzoni joins us now, and with a look at 2 of those videos. Mike?
Tim, the Department of Homeland Security says the woman used her SUV as a deadly weapon and that the ICE agent who shot and killed her was just defending himself. Of course, many people, including Mayor Jacob Fry, who you just saw there, disagree with that characterization of what happened out here. The 2 videos that you're about to see will likely play a role as investigators look into what happened and determine whether it was justified.
No!
An eyewitness recorded this video showing the moment that an ICE agent opened fire.
I got this. Let's look at this. Let's look at this big picture. All right. All right, let's transition to this one. All right. Well, let's get me out of here. All right. All right. So this right here.
Field the following 2 shots through the open window, but there is a.
So I wonder. So this is the problem that I have. There's so many reports out there, and everyone's like, "Oh, it's this, it's this, it's this, it's this." All right. So.
Agents and
Also, the quality on these videos, I don't understand. I can see the fucking moon with my phone.
Protester was quickly unfolded. Watchers and neighbors were recording. Was quickly now let's driver. The 37-year-old woman began.
All right, so what you see is, I don't know why they don't show the whole fucking clip.
Watch.
So what you don't see is so. She goes around and then gets in front of them and then blocks the back. There's a vehicle over to the side. So like right here, there's a car, right? These are where these 2 agents come from. This door being open right here, that door, there's an officer walking. Now, I don't know why he was walking. Before this even came out, I was like, hey, maybe she was messing with them and they're finally just like, screw it. They want to stop. Now, putting yourself in front of a vehicle, that's not a good position to be in just tactically, but you know.
As agents approach
we're not going to listen to that girl. So she backs up because she's obviously like, oh, and you got to look at her brakes. So is she on her? All right, so she was on her brakes as she was backing up. So she was actively using her foot to back up. You could say you're in fear for your life. You can't fuck with officers. You can't fuck with officers until they come, then they get you, and then all of a sudden you want to say that you're in fear for your life. If I see a fucking snake and it's on the ground, I see a rattlesnake, I'm not going to go mess with a rattlesnake. I know that I have a very high likely of going to that rattlesnake and getting bit. And if I get bit, I can't be like, oh, it's the rattlesnake's fault. The rattlesnake, I didn't do anything to it. No, you messed with it. You bothered it. So this lady, you can see that she's backing up. So she's actively like, oh, I'm trying to get out of here. Oh, they caught me. I'm going to get away from them. Once you back up and now you're pulling forward, you're trying to actively evade. If she was really trying to get away, she would have backed up and gotten away. But what she did was she backed up, and then right here, this is the actual officer. Let's see if I can zoom in. Right. Let's see, I'm going to try to zoom in. So this officer right here, you can see he pulls out his gun, and you can see his little head pop out. Let's play. They're playing in slow-mo. So he fires 2 shot, 3. I think now they're saying 3. Right? There's the first one. Right? Let's go. Let's see if we can go just ever so slightly. So now they both kind of are there. It says he was hit. So kind of back a few. See if playback speed. Let's go like a quarter. So he's here. right? You could see the car brush up against him, but you're like, ah, man, she missed him because camera angles and depths. And this video is playing in slow-mo right now. The gray truck struck. All right, let's see what this person has to say. They had no warrant and it happened on the street, not the sidewalk. So what's the difference between the street and the sidewalk? Can you tell me what the difference is? Because happening, chat, come on. The street and the sidewalk are both public. If you're driving and there's a driver impeding you, she's already breaking the law. She's already doing something she shouldn't do. She caused herself to be put in that situation. She is obstructing law enforcement. Whether it happens in the street or sidewalk doesn't fucking matter. The gray truck registered to the FBI government, but is on the ICE duty. Let's see. Yes, but if you're getting chased by a wolf, would you jump the rattlesnake? No. If I'm getting chased and I see a rattlesnake, I'm running from both of them. Okay? If I'm getting chased by a wolf, that means that I was there where a wolf would be. Why would I be fucking with a wolf? That's like people who go to like Yosemite and they see buffalo. I shouldn't say buffalo because there's no buffalo in the United States, but bison, right? They see bison and they go over to the bison and the bison attack them or they get scared. You're fucking with the bison. There should be no public on the street and there is no warrant for a checkpoint. What warrant do they need? Okay. Let me ask you, what warrant would they need? This woman, we now know because it's like 10 hours later, she was following them. Okay. She was following them. She passed them illegally and then blocked them on the road. She physically used her vehicle as a blockade from their vehicles, impeding their lane of traffic. In what world is that not a violation of any traffic, any law? Like what? How is that not a violation? Are you really trying to defend her using her vehicle as a blockade and a tool as a weapon? Is that what you're doing? What's the difference between her standing in the middle of the road with an AR and her using her car? Nothing. She's impeding traffic at the end of the day. She's blocking these officers. She's obstructing these officers from doing their justice. All right. So I think it's going to slow play this for a second, right? This is the second video. Let me pause this because this one is the one that I saw and I got a little hyped up for, right? Let me see. Fill the screen. Right? So this is the one that I'm talking about. You have evidence on that case? No, people, why do you think that ICE needs a warrant? What, like why does ICE need a warrant to stop you from attacking them? Like, why do they need that warrant? Because we already know that they were there. And on top of it, ICE is literally in Minnesota targeting sexual offenders. Like, if you have a problem with that, you are the problem. They literally arrested somebody with like 3 domestics and a rape charge. They literally arrested somebody yesterday with DHS secretary. She goes, "Hey, do you know why I arrested you?" He goes, "No." He acted like he had no idea why they were there. Anyway, so they're there conducting these warrants, right? They're fulfilling these warrants that they actually have on these offenders who have already been accused of all these crimes. The state has released them on bond or bail of some sort of release program, and they're screwing up, or they're getting caught, or they need to be tried, right? Because there's a lot of the court system we can go. There's multiple reasons why. But let's say, so this image took like 3 hours to come out. And let me just add, right? I 100% believe that I'm going to try to find the video. I 100% believe that there was a guy who was YouTubing, had a nice camera. I mean, it's 2026. My camera, my phone, 2 years old. I could see the moon craters from here. I don't understand why we're getting this grainy footage. Like every time there's a video of surveillance videos, it's shot from a Nokia from 1999. But so this, I'm going to blow it up so you can see the actual spot, right? So this is the video that I saw, and I was like, man, something. Well, those warrants are for them, just the warrant. Okay, so when they're conducting a warrant and the public hinder their conducting of that warrant, they are now obstructing justice, which is against the law. You can't just stop an ICE vehicle because you don't like them. That's against the law. Technically, that's kidnapping. If I come to your house and I block you into your house and I refuse to let you leave, that is kidnapping. I don't understand how are you trying to argue that point? All right. So right here, let's see. Back. Let me see what we got here. So, all right. I don't know what they like chopped this video up too. All right. So you can see the cop right here. You can clear. Let me get in there. You see that cop to the right of the screen. He's standing. All right. So right now, if you look, to me, it looks like he's got his left hand on the hood. That's like a natural reaction if you're in front of the car, and his right hand, he's got a pistol, right? So he's kind of holding it like this. And the way that I see it, okay, the way that I see it. Oh, you know what? Let me get one of these. Let me get this. Man, I'm over here. I got nothing on my short right now. They're just looking at the fucking White House. I gotta go to the full fucking screen. Let me see, window capture. Sorry guys, I got a brand new computer set up, so I'm trying to so here we go. Here's what we're looking at on the full, right? All right. So what we got here, right? So he looks like he's got his left hand and his right is here. Now, and I tried to explain to someone earlier today about this. They need to show warrant by law to be instructing and investing. So just because you ask for the warrant, you don't need to see it. Like, you cannot obstruct if they're staged at, let's say, their headquarters, right? Or their Minnesota, wherever their staging grounds are, and they are driving to carry out a warrant, they are actively carrying out a warrant. Like, how are you going to argue that? They don't need to show you a warrant. They don't need, you are the public, you are a nobody. You don't just get, I don't get to say, oh, show me the warrant. If you are the subject in the warrant, they have to provide you a warrant if they're searching you or your home or your property, anything like that. You are the subject. If you're just a passerby, you don't get to cut them off and say, show me the warrant. If you're telling me that these guys aren't out conducting any warrants, which they were, which obviously is what they were doing in this neighborhood, it's perfect. They were purposely targeting. They named it something, but you got the biggest straw man argument going on right now. So anyways, what I try to explain to somebody, got me caught off guard here, is when you're in that moment, you pull that gun, you're like, listen, I got a deadly weapon in my hand. This car goes, I got to make a life and death situation. You can't hear it by the video, but I know your spidey senses are going off. That officer's adrenaline is now running. He gets out of the car. He's that silver, that Chevy SUV. He just hopped out of that Cadillac, whatever that is. He hops out, right? He's walking to the driver's side. He's using his force. I don't know what he's saying. You can't hear. There's a woman yelling in that video, so it makes it hard. And she backs up. So now he's kind of closing the distance between the vehicle, and because they're like, hey, if you are, being arrested or detained or whatever the case may be, and you're told to stop, like, that's a natural reaction. But she started to back up like they were going to reverse it. And then he is in front of her car. Every car I've ever driven, you know what is at the front of every car? You know what is at the front of every single car? It's called a windshield, right? So you could see the guy. The guy's got a gun pointed at her. I don't know, because we can't get her side of the story, but let's just assume she's in complete fear of her life. It's this, let's go back to the rattlesnake, right? If I have a guy in front of my car with a gun, I am going to keep going. I'm going to drive away. I'm going to back up, and these were literally officers who you knew were officers because you went to try to stop them. She didn't cut them off. She lives right there. She just backs off every time she gets home. I was there. My video got deleted. Okay. You're full of shit. You weren't there. Okay, just because she lives on that street doesn't mean you get to block the road. That's what she was doing. She was blocking the road, and she doesn't live there. She's from Colorado, I believe, or California. They pulled up her Instagram. She was like mother, daughter, something, poet, shitty guitarist, and then she said visiting Minneapolis or something like that. So she didn't live there. So just you're being stupid now. So anyways, and then she drives forward. He now has to make a split decision. So what I try to explain earlier, because I keep getting these stupid comments, these people, is what you can't hear is that engine, right? Every car makes a sound. She reverses. She's got her foot on the brake, so the engine doesn't seem like it's revving. She puts it into drive, whether shifts, whatever the case may be, and then she fucking floors it. Okay, so that means the engine is getting spooled up. It's spinning. It's getting loud. You can hear it. You can physically hear your engine start to speed up in sound and humming before the vehicle actually moves. That officer was there, and now he's like, oh shit. He puts his hand to kind of, hey, stop the car, which he's not going to do. And then now you can see the vehicle, right? His back foot. Let's see if I can back it up just a tad bit. It's kind of all over the place, right? So he's standing kind of straight. The vehicle comes forward. You could see both of his legs in this kind of kick back, because you can tell, right? You can tell that he's getting kicked back. So my neighbor is okay. Then who is driving her truck? So it's not even you, it's your neighbor. See, this is the problem. You guys come on here and you're literally typing out lies, and you're getting called out, and then now you're trying to my neighbor. Well, my cousin's mother's brother, sister's aunt's uncle's nephew, right, used to live on the house that the white car, he bought that, right? That's the story. Oh my god. So stupid. All right. So you can tell his legs are now kind of getting kicked back. That means his body, right? His weight is being redistributed. She is now, that is not a slow forward. She is going at it. Now everyone wants to know his injuries. What I suspect, what I suspect from this video is that her driver's side front bumper probably hit his knee, kicked it back, maybe his hip. Lower body obviously brushed it. You could tell she was also turning at the same time, so it wasn't a direct on push and mow down. She brushed him enough to forcibly move his body back, and in that moment, you can tell the windshield starts to smash, and this is when he fires his weapon. And he's got to make that split decision right there, right? Like now she driving off. She's probably deceased at this time, and then she hits the other cars, right? So there's that. And then what let me see if I can pull up this other video, right? So we're gonna hide that. Let's pull up this. So protests are underway. No, they're talking, they're not talking. Let's see if we can pull up some. Let's see, protest in Minnesota. Well, this looks like a good one. All right. All right, so you can see there's some there's some protests going on. Let's see if they got sound. None of these got sound. They're just chilling. If you guys are watching live, make sure you subscribe. Got a lot of crazy people on the chat tonight. Trying to tell me their neighbor over here. Let's see the poll. Let's see. Hey, if you guys want to chat more about this, I'm gonna drop the link of the Discord. I got my own personal Discord. You guys are more than welcome to join up on there. Chat it up. What we got here? Okay. There you go. You can click that link, join the Discord. There's literally nothing. I don't even know if this is live, to be honest. Let's see what we got. Let's see what else we got. No one seems to be live on the street. I mean, it's late. It's pretty late. Filter live right now. 4K. Yeah, all the live shots are just there. Let's see if I can. Get this one. Gotta pay. So like, this was from earlier, right? So they're cleaning up the crime scene, like this, and they're literally just, they're like, hey, we're gonna get out of here now, right? It's time to clean up and get out, and they are forcefully over here, like they're attacking these vehicles. Like, look at this. When is this okay? When did this become okay? Like, look at this neighborhood. Obviously, they got tear gas. This goes on for like an hour. Look, they're like pushing these guys back. They have overpowered people. I don't get it. Yeah, I don't get it. All right. Let's see if I can get this. I don't even know if they're actually
trying to defend the ICE officer
right now. That's just, these are just everybody just watching this crap over and over again. There's nothing live on it. It's like live on the air. Everyone see this Fox live. You click on it, nothing. They're just doing their regular shit.
Community. Again, that from the Carver County Sheriff's Office tonight. And let's give you some perspective as to where this happened. Of course, this is at the corner of 34th and Portland Avenue, just a little bit east of 35W in Minneapolis. This is in South Minneapolis, and this is where that scene unfolded this morning as there was an organized ICE mission to try and take a suspect there when the shooting happened. There were a number of different people there at the scene, and which led to the incident and that shooting. And there has been video now that has gone viral on many social media platforms, and we want to show you how it all happened. So watch some of the clips that are now circulating out there.
No! No! Shame! Shame!
bitch is
Yeah, just one of the
loud.
clips
She's
here from
just
social
screaming.
media, and you can see now.
Everyone's seen this by now.
The car.
There's only
as it
two of them.
crashes there in the background after all of this happened. Now, our crews were on the scene all day as protesters and law enforcement flooded the streets of South Minneapolis. Our Corin Hoggard walks us through today's incident.
And we know that video will be very important as we try to put together the most complete story of what happened out here. But we also know that agents from the FBI and the BCA were out here interviewing as many witnesses as they could, and we did the same.
It's terrifying. I'm horrified that this happened directly outside of my house as I was making my breakfast.
Emily Heller couldn't believe her eyes after the sound of whistles and car horns alerted her to the presence of ICE on Portland Avenue. She and several other neighbors told me they barely had time to breathe as the incident unfolded.
I saw the car parked in the road and then a bunch of ICE agents walking up, screaming at her to move and then when she backed up and then started to turn away and to move and to get out of their way, then one of the guys jumped in front of the car, another guy tried to rip the door open, and then someone yelled stop, and then I heard gunshots.
A statement from ICE said the shooting victim was one of several rioters who blocked officers. They said she tried to kill the officers by running them down, so an ICE agent opened fire in self-defense. But that's not what neighbors saw at all.
No, they weren't driving at a person with any intention of hitting them.
She tried to leave and get out of their way, and then they shot her for it. There was no, he wasn't in danger of getting hit. His life wasn't threatened at all. He put himself in front of the vehicle.
They all saw the woman's SUV veer off the road and crash. A couple minutes later, a doctor tried to get through the police line to render aid.
He made it very clear, I want to help. I'm just trying to check what's going on. And they were like, we don't care. Nope,
said,
back up.
Shut up, we don't care, back up.
They said it took at least 10 to 15 more minutes for an ambulance to arrive, and even then the ambulance could not access.
Did you know some drivers have saved up to $700 a year simply by switching their auto insurance? Most people just keep renewing their...
They carried the woman's body out to the ambulance, and as we later learned, she passed away.